Hello wonderful people, welcome to the channel. I am Porthos and welcome to For the People, a game developed by Brezg Studio. The publisher 101XP were kind enough to supply me with a key of a review copy. Now, this is a game I haven't played before, but it is described as being an acute social novel with strategic elements that puts the player in the shoes of a state official, like a mayor or something. And the planned release date for this is the 13th of August, so it's not on Steam yet, but it will be. If you look below in the description, you can click the old link and maybe take you to Steam and maybe put it on the old wish list. But here we go. I've not clicked, as usual in old Porthos first look, I've not clicked new game before ever, so we're going in together blind. Let's see what it is all about. Should be fun, hopefully. Press any key. Well, I haven't got any key on my. The Corvan Empire that had exploited the working people fell, providing a chance for a better future for the common people all over the world, regardless of their gender, skin colour and social status. Well, that sounds jolly. No click. We believed that the whole world would follow us, but our hopes for the world revolution and a bright future were not to come true. We were alone. This is bad times. All these years, the country was wisely guided by our Communion Working Party, Comrade Joseph Steele, the General Secretary for the CUWP, and the Chairman of the Supreme Council of the Union Communes, has ruled our state for the past 15 years. That's a long time. It was a surprise for all of us when, on our anniversary of his election to the post, during the 20th Party Congress, he announced the appointment of Comrade Guy Dare, a young and energetic reformer, as the chairman of the Union Executive Committee. I will never forget Comrade Steele's face staring at me from the photo in the newspaper. It was like he was looking directly into my soul. We were all seized by the sense of impending change we had to go through, but I could not even guess how quickly I would be dragged into what was happening. My name is Francis River. I'm 26. I graduated with honours from the Corvington Institute of Management and National Economy, and after that I joined the CUWP. I've been an active member of the Alt-Strats department during the last 3 years. The phone suddenly rang. On the evening of September 11th, the Central Committee of the CUWP was calling for me. I was told that according to the new course policy, I got into the staff rotation program as a worthy CUWP member and as an outstanding alumnus of the Corvington Institute. That's how I found myself in Iron 1. Iron 1 was founded near the Wolframe deposits near the times of the Corvan Empire in 1888. It was known as Blackmont back then. It was a small miners' town, but our glorious Orange Revolution turned into a leading industrial city with almost 50,000 citizens. Almost half of them are representative of Kent people, others are Corvinian. I was appointed the head of the city committee. I've become the ruler of this city. I have to move into my new office today. Monday, September the 12th. Oh, hello. Who are you? Hello. Oh, it's Helen. Good morning, Comrade River. My name is Helen Rosie. I'm your secretary. Good morning, Comrade Rosie. Glad to meet you. Comrade River, excuse me for my curiosity. Comrade Lebjabowski was removed so suddenly that I didn't even understand what was happening. How did it happen that the city committee is led by such a young leader? I hope it didn't sound rude. Everything is alright, Comrade Rosie. My appointment here is part of the party's new course, as General Secretary Steele puts it, young leaders for the progressive order. And Comrade Lejbowski has been sent into honourable retirement as a tribute to his long and honest service. This explains a lot. You can call me for any help. Oh, one thing just slipped my mind, Comrade Lejbowski. was removed so suddenly that he didn't even have time to solve some issues. You can review the necessary documents. I left them on your table. Thank you very much, Comrade Mosey. I think we'll make a great team. See you later. I'll look at these things now. We will, I'm sure. So there's like very story-esque so far. Was a map that's highlights. You have unfinished business. Get back to work. Okay. Answer the official appeal from citizens and city services. Do I click here? Dear Comrade Lejebrowski, head of the City Committee of Iron 1, I'm writing you not for the first time. Point of my complaint is that there is an annoying, strange noise 1 floor above my apartment, situated in Orange Banner Street, Building 14, Apartment 42. I am a veteran of the Liberation War and the hero of social labour. I worked at factory for 50 years. I have a Warden medal. I have a Warden medal. In that case, I pretend a quiet aging, Comrade Lebowski. I ask you to deal with these noisemakers and vandals in my building as soon as it is possible. I thank you in advance. Decisions. Influence relationships with the party and citizens. Okay, so basically whatever I choose here, these 3 things will affect my influence with the party and citizens. Yeah, with the people and with the party. Old man is clearly delirious. I don't need to do something. I mean, what has he got? Some people, noisy people above his apartment? I mean, it is necessary to check out his building. Let's get municipal there. Let's get the police there. He wrote to the head of the city committee for a reason, didn't he? So what is it? Noisy above it? Is this noisy? Go and tell them. Send the police. Oh, how heavy-handed are the police though? Well, let's send. Let's go check out the building. Workers from municipal services did not find vandals or noisemakers in the building. Nothing suspicious came back from canvassers too. Apparently, the old man imagined it all. Well, I'm glad we didn't send the police then. But at least we checked it out. How do I move on from here? Okay, close this now. Done. That was done. Oh, the phone's ringing. Someone is calling you. Pick up the phone. River is on the line. Colonel Chester, head of the police, is calling. Shall I connect you? Yes, if you would be so kind. Hello, Comrade River. I'm Colonel John Chester, head of the Integrity Division of Iron 1. I'm calling to offer my congratulations on your appointment. Thank you very much, Comrade Chester. I'm pleased to meet you and thank you for your congratulations. Oh, you don't... Oops. Oh, you don't know how pleased I am, but frankly, some problems are overshadowing my joy, and we should talk them over. Would you mind if I meet you, let's say in the evening, a day after tomorrow? Of course, I'll be glad to talk to you, or I'm afraid my predecessor left too many unsolved problems, but I've got a reception day scheduled for the 15th of September. Could you visit me on that day? I mean, yeah, let's go and talk to him. What a nice beginning to have a partnership. See you then, Comrade River. The party phone is calling. You must pick it up. Head of the city committee of Iron 1, Francis River, is on the line. Hi, Frank. It's Ryan. Ryan, I didn't expect to hear from you, especially on the party phone. Let me explain. I am mayor and head of the political party of this town now. This line is secure. That's why I'm using it. I'm happy that I'm going to work with an old friend. And what's the deal with the secure line? Change always brings problems, Frank, and the union is changing rapidly. Some might say too rapidly. This situation is complicated, but I'm sure we will work on it properly. Maybe a bit against the rules sometimes, but it's for a good cause. Sum it up. I'd rather meet you tomorrow and discuss it in private. Okay, come early. I'll notify my secretary. She will let you in without waiting in the queue. Okay, I'll connect you to my secretary. She'll register you an appointment when I have some free time. You're coming early enough tomorrow. Let's get this sorted. Oh, you got it right, Frank. See you tomorrow. mate. It was nice to hear from you. Hopefully I haven't like double booked, because I didn't quite understand when the first one was. Comrade River, excuse me for this intrusion. Secretary of the City Committee, Comrade Sarah Chester, prepared a few dossiers on the important figures of I-1 that could be useful. Put the folder on the table, please. Also, I'd like to express my gratitude for your help. Thank you. Oh, please, Comrade River. There is no need. My job is to help you. Anyway, the workday is soon to be over, and it's improbable that I might need you until tomorrow. My conscience doesn't allow me to hold you here. You may go. You're free to go. Early day. Finished. You can thank your great boss you are. Thanks a lot, Comrade River. In that case, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Comrade Rosie. To know the dossiers, I mean, I feel like we haven't really finished looking at this. Like, I have completed that one, but what about this one here? What about this one? But our secretary's gone home. Oh, we've got 3 things to look at. Citizens' attitude to the city committee. The district, indifference. Morris district, disappointed. The district is calm. Are these like different districts? Oh, okay, so we're like, we've got 2 districts underneath us, have we? Not quite sure. District residents' low attitude to the city committee will cause unrest. Strong discontent will lead to a riot. So basically, this four different people we've got to keep on side here. The miners are the most disappointed with us, the most lower in relationship with us, and the others seem to be kind of indifferent. Maybe these ones are slightly better than indifferent, I don't know. Anyway, to Comrade River, Commander of the Iron Civil Administration. Let me introduce myself. I am Henry Johnson, Colonel of the 17th Rifle Division, retired. I have honorary awards and even a certificate of honour from General Whittlesey himself. I would like to report that I am extremely concerned about the military patriotic training of the young generation of the UPOC. In my day, everyone knew that they had hard but glorious work to do for the benefit of the commune since they were kids. And they made sure that we were ready for it. It was so rewarding to watch the trim, neat and well-dressed young men merrily march in to perform their weekly volunteer work. And what do we have now? Slackers, slobs and layabouts all around. The modern louts do nothing but hang in the residential buildings, playing with rubbish or the guitars and drinking cheap liquor. If those things happened in my unit, oh, what's the point? Those bar stewards do not listen to us anymore. A couple of weeks ago, I tried to chase such an element away from my residential building, and they seized my stick and almost beat me up with it. Me, a garrison service veteran, such a disgrace. I had to call the police. Even a complete fool could figure it out. Convenience is to blame for such demoralisation. We should have looked out for our boys better. We gave them too much spare time, allowed them to walk around in rags, grow long hair, listen to not very good music, modern music. All of this needs to stop. In my leisure time, I was working on a plan that would help eliminate these signs of moral degradation, and I came to the conclusion that we need to establish a whole system of patriotic institutions for all ages. Disciplines and socially beneficial labour are exactly what our future workers need. I propose to start with an exemplary camp for 100 to 200 of youngsters aged 12 to 16. I will personally take responsibility for the organisation. It is crystal clear that I have enough experience. Henry Johnson. This man should not be allowed anywhere near children. Not a bad idea. It's better to march than to break windows out of boredom. Oh, I mean, he just wants permission to like form a youth club, like a kind of military-based youth club. He doesn't seem like a bad man. He just doesn't like. I mean, is it going to be compulsory that they do things? I mean, on the principle that it's voluntary, You can make a thing. Yeah, I mean, are the kids gonna have to go? I don't know. But yeah, go and do it then. Sure. Something to do. You enthusiastically supported John's idea and he fervently engaged in building the camp. Soon it became clear that pulling out weeds in the retired colonel's garden is not the most socially useful activity. Is that what he did? He got the kids just to weed his garden? I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Yeah. Oh, I guess we probably made the wrong decision. Anyway, what about this dude here? Comrade River. My heart, this one's actually addressed to us rather than, oh yeah, that one was as well. My heart aches even though I am only 55 years old. It does not ache because of the disease. Oh, I would be relieved if it did. My heart goes out for the UPOC. This sensitive organ of mine is bleeding every single time I see something indecent, unworthy of the glorious land of the communes. And what does a worker see most often? Right, he sees his home. Home sweet home. Not much to look at, but well built and fine, and you are the ship that carries the tenant passengers on the bright future. So where is the captain who controls my beautiful ship? Where is the helm he takes during the evenings, days, and maybe even nights? It is the housing department, of course. Alas, not everyone deserves to be the captain. Not everyone understands the essence, the sacrificial heroism of such vocation. Sometimes the captain is not very clever. That is when the ships of building come into disrepair. Sometimes he's angry, stingy, and cooks the books to the misfortune of us, the tenant passengers. He could be honest, of course, and clever, and a man of ideas, but the damage one bar steward could make is worse than the deeds of 7 good men. Simply put, Comrade River, my building's superintendent is a building governor, super governor, a building super Kaiser, a building super tyrant. Just imagine he takes my poems off the nearby bulletin board, saying that it is there for another purpose, but don't my poems praise the party? Don't my poems light the fire of the working people's hearts, as if other things could be more useful than such poems? Also, this charlatan is regularly taking money from us in order to paint the benches or to change light bulbs. Well, some things of that kind actually happen, but we are not any dumber than he is. We are well aware that, in fact, all the necessary money and more are provided by our glorious party, and Comrade Jagiski, this miserable human being, is putting the collected money in his pocket for sure. That is why I, the one who loves the commune with all my passionate soul and a mouthpiece of the revolution, would like to propose to bring the residential building over the city under the party control. Of course, I do not expect a party member to be assigned to every single building to watch the citizens like a hawk, as quarterly inspections and communication with residents would be enough. I'm sure it will not be a burden for the comrades, such a pleasurable activity. I suggest we start with my house. May my sweet home be greatly honoured. This is so beautiful. I have never read a better poem in my life. What does he want? I will get right on it. It seems that the Bitter's superintendent might know a thing or two about poetry. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about Damien Bitter himself. Denied. Okay, what I'm thinking about is if anything, he does love the party, and we are basically part of the party, and I think we are anyway. And so this is yeah, it's beautiful. Let's do what he wants, even though he's kind of probably got a self-interest, but he is a mouthpiece and he wants poems and maybe good for us. And if this guy is corrupt, he's stealing from the party and the people. Let's do this one. You got sentimental and approved the poet's idea. The region was perplexed by your initiative, but they promised to consider the request. The superintendent of Bitter's building lost his job. He's not going to like that. He's not going to like that. The day is over, you may leave. Well, let's read the dossier level first. Lieutenant Colonel Sylvester Bayer. Is that the guy who filmed the thing? Father, no information raised. Mother, no information. Education, vocational, ordinary, educational to Colonel Branch. Occupation, head of fire committee. I am 1. Single, no children. non-party with records of disorderly conduct during his years of study, fully atoned for his guilt via socially beneficial work. Selfless and devoted man, married to his work, saved numerous people in fires of all levels of threat while risking his own life. Recommended for medal 3 times but was not awarded due to murky past and undetermined origin. Okay, so that's... okay, well anyway, that's that. And then we can click on his map apparently. Enter to learn more about the Iron One and the epoch. Oh wow, this is like getting complicated. So what's this one? Counter-revolutionary rebel movement. Okay, so this is like these are some rebels. I'm like UPOC, Union Party of Orange Communes, the first country in the world that adapted the ideas of communal socialism. For some of these, just in case you want to quickly pause and read it. There you go. Oh, there's loads more down here. Cripes, there's a lot of stuff. We're gonna carry on. Okay, so these are different districts. Wolfram's district, the circus, stadium. Over here we've got the military unit. Over here is the miners district. Okay, these are the ones that are not so happy with us. 30%. Wolfram's district over here. The metallic plant. They're 50%. Orion's districts. Oh, that's the Basild's district, 50%. Okay. Day's over, you may leave. So we've lost 5 coins and we've got 80 laggy points. And no change opinions for the people for these districts. Someone's at the door, 13th of December, September's on it. It's our secretary. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Comrade River. I brought you the latest edition of the Iron Herald. It's our city paper. Good morning, thank you. Put it on the table. Okay, thanks. Let's read the paper then. Gonna be basically how our decisions have affected things. The city committee works for the good of the working people. On September the 12th, 1988. Yeah, they were 88, yeah. The Iron One City Committee was headed by Comrade Francis River. On the same day, the new head of the city began to serve by sweat of his brow. We became aware that on his first working day, Comrade River began to study the history of the city, approved the draft of the new guideline for tourists arriving to Iron One, the recreation and unique orange resort, and also came to grips with other citizens' problems. New head of the city committee, Congress Unionist Party Joseph Steele, the chairman of the Supreme Council of the Union of Communes, announced the beginning of a new course. So basically this is saying we're in charge now, pretty much what it's saying. It doesn't say too much about what we've actually done. Comrade River, the man you asked to let... Oh, the guy, yeah, the guy who wanted to see us in the morning. The man you asked to let without an appointment is here. Okay, let him in. Oh, he looks very happy with himself. Good morning, head of the city committee. Hello, Ray. Take a seat. Would you like a cigarette, perhaps? He's like an old friend of ours, is he? Ryan Cooper. Oh, I wouldn't say no. This is Ryan Cooper. It's been ages. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. Haven't you and Natalie got married yet? We separated a year ago. The ring is still in the box. Lucky for you, a fate turn so that your constellation is waiting for you right behind the door. Hold on, Ray, comrade. Rosie is a conscientious employer and we are just colleagues. Oh, maybe I need such an employee in the political department more than you. Shame on you for such a pre-revolutionary attitude towards women. I'll report you to the political department. Then you'll know. Ha! I would read it with pleasure. That was funny, Ray. Now, I thought you wanted to talk about work? Question mark. Yes, the situation is complicated here. The police constantly report about unrest among the workers. A protest is growing. It seems to me it's not only about civil participation. There is some darker purpose. It's for you to manage it all. Everything's out of my hands. It's clear you've mentioned cooperation on the phone. That's right. I could help you with information through my channels. Just call me and ask. It's a small town, so I have no superiors. No one will know about our cooperation that will help our good cause of serving the people in the party. That sounds reasonable. Just write your personal number in my notebook. I wouldn't want to use the official phone. Ray, your proposal is tempting, but I have to turn it down. I wouldn't want something like that to come up later and ruin your or my life. I'll somehow deal with it myself. I mean, who is he? Who is he again? Is he like the miners person? Let's use the information. Let's get his official number. Nothing saying we can't call our friends. Afraid someone could be listening, Frank? And who do you think keeps track of telephone conversations in this city? You? See you later. Okay, are there some more things here? So this letter is from our party our actual political party which we work for. And over here is the party's, how much they approve of us. It's at 80%. If it gets too low, they'll think about replacing us. This is how much money we've got, 1,995,000. We would like to inform you that the first experimental elections to municipal self-government bodies are to be held as part of the implementation of Comrade Steele's new course. The success or failure of this event will determine the elections on other levels as well. Of course, only approved candidates should be allowed to participate. There should not be any dissidents, any people of tainted bloodlines. We do not need any blackguard descendants in power. However, it should be noted that it is strictly recommended not to appoint party officials or prominent social activists as alternative candidates. We therefore encourage you to arrange a search, selection and training of the citizens who meet our requirements. Their task is to become candidates, actively run their campaigns and lose with honour in case of failure. Open disrespect to the authorities and throwing a match are equally unacceptable. This task is to be carried out by ourselves. No, this task can be carried out by ourselves, but as a head of the city, you are much more informed and have ample room to maneuver. You have more than enough time. So basically, they want us to kind of like help them kind of rig the elections, which they're going to do anyway, but they want us to help. And if we do it, it's going to cost us 5,000 monies. But they like us 8% anyway, so I think we can probably take a hit there and not do that, not get tangled up in that mess. You were prudent not to take any moves. Who would question your actions anyway? Okay, there's loads of other stuff to do. Loads of stuff. There's lots of decisions to be made. I think this game's all about making red tape decisions. Okay. You don't... Francis, do you have kids? I don't think so. You're almost a child yourself, but I have a daughter, Suzanne. Susie, my wife chose that name. I'd call the girl differently, but what's done cannot be undone. That's irrelevant. But anyway... One day she didn't come back from the walk. At first we got angry, then we all got worried, then we panicked. When I heard about the train crash, I immediately figured everything out. My wife was crying, refusing to believe it. I would refuse to believe it too, but I couldn't. They said, "We'll find your daughter, don't worry." They told us there were no kids at the scene. They even believed it themselves at first. My wife believed this too, and I wish I could, but I couldn't. Then they found Susie. My little girl was thrown into some pit that was filled with garbage. I don't know what exactly she was doing in the railroad. They probably wouldn't have found her if it weren't for the smell of putrefaction. Lord, and her head. I was about to take a shotgun and end everything. At first I wanted to shoot myself. Then I wanted to shoot everybody from your gang. I think you could be the one, Frank. What makes you worse than, let's say, Burnsby? What makes you better than my Susie? But then I realised it wouldn't change anything. Nothing else is going to happen, ever. I broke my shotgun and threw all the ammo in the pond, and then I wrote and sent this letter. What's the point? I want you to know. I want you to remember. I want you to never forget. Klaus Herzog, Suzanne Herzog's father. Everyone who has lost a loved one deserves some kind of compensation. We'll start with Herzog, but he won't be the only one. Money will not bring this poor man's daughter, but it will help his family to get through their grief. I'm terribly sorry. I really am. I don't think I can do anything. Are we going to compensate everyone? Well, I mean, let's just compensate this dude, because it's going to get expensive otherwise. You have ordered to pay money to Herzog's family. The only thing you can do is hope that it will be accepted. My heart aches even though I am only 55. It does not ache because of a disease. I would be relieved if it did. My heart goes out for the PCOC. This sensitive organ of mine is bleeding every time I seem to see something indecent, unworthy at the glorious land of the communes. Have we talked to this guy before? And what does a worker see more often, right? He sees his home. Is this the guy with the superintendent? Is this we've done this one. I mean, I guess we stick to the same decision we had last time. Just the superintendent gets sacked. That's fine. Okay, next one. As you know, there's a military unit near our city. I don't want to say anything bad about Comrade Winterstay, but his subordinates have caused us problems more than once. So far, everything has been limited to absence without leave and drunken fights, but who knows what else can get into the heads of armed young men. That's why I propose to cover all the bases in advance and organise additional patrolling of the city and its surroundings by police and voluntary help units. Volunteers will catch the runaway soldiers before they get too drunk. Of course, I need your permission and funds to organise our voluntary units. That's a good idea. Chester is exaggerating as usual. We will add a few extra posts at the city entrance, and it's enough. I don't want to hear anything about military men. I'm the head of the city, not a lousy general. We'll just do few extra posts. You decided to save money. It soon became clear that even drunken recruits learn to bypass a new integrity division post. Nevertheless, a walk through the forest belt helps to cool down the hottest of heads. The city residents were grateful for the efforts, at least. Well, that's good. We kept them on side. That's amazing. Comrade River. Who is this from? My name is Claude Generet, and I'm writing to you about the very sad state of the architectural monuments in Iron 1. For example, the last night I noticed a big crack in the buildings of the railway station. This is the fourth crack that appeared in the building since the beginning of the year. Few people know, but our railway station was built by the famous Corvin architect Mons, and nowadays the building has a great cultural value. I have written about the situation to different authorities many times, but all in vain. At best, they dismiss my request at worst they hint that I am an admirer of the old regime and the Black Army. But that's not true. Both of my grandfathers fought for the prosperity of the working people. One of them died in the first days of the revolution. But what the political atrocities of the Kaiser despotism have to do with the architecture? How can architecture even be bourgeois? Moreover, the destruction of the historically valuable buildings may also lead to human casualties. Yes, most of those buildings were built to last, but it's been decades since their reconstruction, and some buildings have never got major repairs at all. The loss of monuments is a tragedy for art, but the loss of people is a tragedy for everyone. That's why, Comrade River, I suggest at least to plan the repair and restoration works on the oldest buildings in the city. Sounds reasonable. I'll contact Comrade Kipler and discuss the project. I'll send a work crew to repair the railway station and a couple of old buildings. Those buildings were fine for many years, which means they will not fall apart during my time. Denied. During my time. Let's send a work crew just to repair small buildings, make sure no one gets injured. You didn't take Ginny's seriously, but decided to renovate the oldest building just in case you think it's more than enough. Yes, I do. Okay, I think we've done pretty alright there. Pretty alright there. Oh. Hello? Oh, tea. Comrade River. You haven't torn away from work all day and it's 5 PM already, so I got some tea for you. Thanks, Helen. Oh, I'm sorry, Comrade Rosie. It's better, Comrade Rosie. Honestly, all its officialness makes me cringe a little. I feel older than than I really am. Oh, it's better, Comrade River. That's better, Comrade River. Honestly, all this officialness makes me cringe a little. I feel older than I really am. Yes, it's hard for me to get used to it too. I have never held such a prominent position. I supervised the youth branch at the party of Alstrent, and now I'm suddenly the head of the city committee. Actually, I have been working here just for 4 weeks. I had a graduation in June, and here I am. How interestingly has everything turned out, and what's the thesis about? It's about covering our important events in foreign press. Oh, that's an interesting topic. And what events in particular? The intensification of the conflict of Corvin government in exile. Did you call the reactionaries the government in exile right in the theses, and they let that slide? They grumbled a little, but let it pass. They like the contents. Oh, there's a little bit of a typo there, but that's okay. It's only a pre-released version of the game. So there's more to you than meets the eye. It's been 4 years since the thesis defense, but I remember it so well as if it was yesterday. I wrote about anti-crisis measures. Huh, now I understand why you were appointed to Iron One. Helen, it's occurred to me, Comrade River makes me feel uncomfortable. Well, Francis? Yes, that's better for sure. We're getting like first name basis with Helen. Alright, Francis, I won't distract you from your work. Yes, Helen, thank you for the tea. Right when I needed it. Just knock. Is she going to be our love interest? Oh, you're back. It's me again, Francis. You have received a message from the party. It's not quite an official message. That's something new. I'm listening carefully. Sometimes the city committee is assigned something that cannot simply be done by the book. Lebrowski had a friend for such occasions, a secretary named Andrei Brazalake. This man was not the most likable of colleagues. Nevertheless, he was well versed in the informal assignments. They say that Brazalake intends to retire following his patron, and yet I feel like the old man can be persuaded to wait. We need his experience. Sounds ominous. You're right, it does, but more than often than not, the party does not demand anything truly unpleasant. Sometimes you need to collect information, sometimes transfer it instead. I see. Well, that's not what I expected, but it looks like I don't get to choose. Francis, I'll try to help you. I know how it sounds, but I will really try. I have some friends and contacts. They will be able to help handle the easier tasks if I ask them to. This will help you manage for a while. I don't particularly trust Brazalik. Once again, you managed to surprise me, Comrade Rosie. Sorry, Helen. Thank you. This is my job, Francis, to help you. I have prepared some documents. When did you have the time? The complaint just came in. It was actually delivered about 3 hours ago. I just didn't want to distract you from your work too much. I admire your foresight. It's nothing special, but it's still nice to hear. Okay, goodbye, Helen. The party sent a mission for the agents. Okay, let's have a look at this mission. Lieutenant Colonel Sylvester Bayer. Crap, there's a lot of people. All these people to look at. All these people. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look at all those people. I guess I'll look at one of the kind of base by base, as I need to know, kind of need to read bases. The party sent a mission for the agents. Mission S goal. Okay, what's the mission? Garbage truck. We found out that the orange garbage trucks appeared on the streets of Iron One. We believe it unnecessary to explain why the sacrilegious association of the colour of the revolution with its waste is completely unacceptable. The trucks will be repainted and the person responsible will be punished accordingly. However, Jonathan Fleck, head of the relevant Department of Livelihood Committee, categorically denies his guilt. He claims that the repainting took place without his knowledge. He did not know who did it. The head of committee, Comrade Kipler, supports her employee, drawing attention to his impeccable characteristics and lack of motives for such an act. Because of this, the decision was made to delay the launch of the official investigation. The party instructs you to deal with the incident without spending too much time and resources. So what's happened is somebody's painted the garbage trucks orange, and that's party colours, and we don't want our party colours associated with garbage trucks, so we need to go and do something about it. Now, 3 decisions. One cannot pull off a joke like this without being noticed. We need to ask the witnesses and everything will be clear. We need to properly search the trucks. Maybe we can find some clues. Those who did this will probably do it again. We shall watch the vehicle fleet of the livelihood committee. I think we're going to ask some witnesses. We're going to go looking. We're going to ask witnesses, and now we need to find the appropriate agent. Oh, okay. We need to click on that little eye at the bottom. So she's 22 years old, Kentish born, medium height, fiery red hair, has a small white scar. Catherine has an ordinary appearance but a rather pleasant one. She's a member of the 12th Orion Cell, an activist. She is a student of Facility of History, currently on leave, academic leave, easily gets people to like her with rare exceptions, fond of alpine skiing. So that's probably, she's likeable, so she might be able to like get some witnesses to kind of, you know. I'm just going to send her because she's likeable, so I'm going to hopefully get, you know, she's dealing with witnesses, so hopefully, you know, get her inside. Send the agent. That's what we've done. Have we done all these? They're all done. Country map. Here you can learn about the history of the UPOC. Cripes. Okay, so it looks like we've done our jobs for today, and I click on here to end the day. So it looks like the whole game is set from the office. September the 13th results. Not much change within the party. End of the day. Wednesday, September the 14th. Oh, phone's ringing. Comrade River, Colonel John Chester came to visit you. Yes, thank you. Invite him in, please. Oh, there's the guy did we say he should come round? I think so. I'm glad to meet you at last, Frank. I mean, Comrade River. Good morning, Comrade Colonel. Comrade Colonel. Take a seat, please. Would you like a cigarette? It's all about the cigarettes in this game. Much obliged, and it's cozy here. Not at all like the office I got. No posters, no handbooks, no regulations. I always thought it was like that only in the army. I mean, I sympathise. Yep, but you're one who deserves sympathy here. Why do you think so? You are assigned to a real nest of vipers, full of slippery, servile, greedy for benefits proletarians. I'm afraid you're going a bit too far. Our country was founded on the principle of defending the proletariat's happiness. Our country was created for the happiness of all people, but in Iron 1, workers want to be happier than the rest, you and I included. Colonel, I hope I'm not mistaken in assuming that important work you wanted to discuss is just idle reflections on people's happiness. Yeah, you run a tight ship. Of course I remember it. I was about to get there. The thing is that the local workers are hogging the covers, and their demands for the medical insurance don't take into account the harmonious existence with other strata in our society. They don't take us into account. The police need the support of the city committee, and if you don't forget us in such deplorable situations, we in turn won't forget you. So he is basically the guy we invited round, the chief of police, and he doesn't like the workers. I guess they clash a bit. I think I finally understand what you mean. The things that you are talking about. So here's the two options we can say. We can either say, I finally understand what you mean. The things you are talking about look like the plotting of the county revolutionaries. I can promise you full support of the city committee. You just need to call me, and I will do my best to normalise the situation in the city. So we can be fully on his side, promise to be fully on his side against maybe the workers or whatever. Comrade Colonel, I'm afraid I don't share your dramatic vision of the situation, at least until I get to know the situation in the city a little better. That's what we're going to say. Do you consider me a liar, Comrade River? I meant that. I understood what you meant perfectly. To portray the head of the police, as a liar, you will live to regret that, your decision. Oh. Well, I'm sure I betrayed you or something because there was nobody else to listen. Comrade River, in a recent speech to the workers of the sealing wax and ink industrial complex, Comrade Joseph Steele said the following: "The triumph of our social system is inevitable. All the pitiful efforts of our spiteful critics are not only pointless, they empower us, give us the strength for future accomplishments, achievements and discoveries. The wisdom of our leaders is indisputable, and we are so fortunate to have these words saved with newsreel for our descendants. Future generations would never forgive us for such a loss." This teacher basically wants us to fund a film club so that they can but I have found a solution, and I think it is incredible. Instead of spending public money on staff newsreel men, we can organise a club of amateur filmmakers. In this club, everyone will get a chance to practice with a camera and learn some basic skills for free. Members of the club will only be required to attend the important events of our city and to shoot them properly. It is a win-win situation. Besides, the region is more willing to fund vocational training clubs. I know that's how it works, as I am a teacher myself. Yeah, a teacher should teach the children, not me. It's such a wonderful idea. By the way, I look pretty good in film, so I reckon this will be a good PR thing for us. Hopefully, anyway. You eagerly supported Gloria Ridley's idea. With your help, the residents of Iron One are enthusiastically exploring and working principles of 3 old motion picture cameras written off from the film studio in the capital. I don't think that costs us any money either. Maybe you will be the one who responds to my request. We are the residents of Fedora Night Street 17. Festive demonstrations of working people are always taking place near our home. This is wonderful, just wonderful. Nobody says anything against that. But do the windows have to be covered from the outside? Cannot the glorious orange banners be hanged in some other places? Some places where the banners will not block the view from the window for the whole day or 2 or 3 days. We tried to complain, but we did it more than once. But what good does it do? We are being pushed from one office to another, and that's the best case scenario. Recently, one of the neighbours was summoned to the political department. He was interrogated for 3 hours straight as if he was a spy. What is your problem with the orange banners? On whose side did your grandfathers fight on? How cannot they understand that the banners are not the problem? The problem is that an orange haze instead of the view from the window just makes everyone extremely annoyed. This is the problem. One has to address the head of the city or to solve it. It seems so, and it is devastating. Actually, this is the reason why I don't sign my letter. I don't want any more trouble. Please, if you would be so kind, reason with those party fools, they just stick into the program, but we actually have to live here. So the view is blocked by the banners. I understand, but it is very unlikely I can help you. The only thing I could do is to move the request to a higher level of administration. The orange haze, party fools, well, it's high time the political department paid a visit to this anonymous man. Understandable, they should find a different place to hang the banners. Yeah, just hang the banners somewhere else. You agreed with the indignation of the anonymous resident and wrote a memo about the situation. The party officials did not exactly like your initiative, but none of the windows were covered anymore. Good. They don't like us left though. The rumour has it that the attitude towards the party officials has deteriorated in Iron 1. 2 weeks ago, the plant unit's secretary car was bombarded with state organic waste, and Comrade Wolf, who happened to pass through the city, noticed that some offensive graffiti on the wall of the railway station. Those insults severely violated the dignity of all party officials. Francis, this is not good. The weakening of the authority of the party is completely unacceptable. Oh, who's this from? From Party Regional Committee. Oh, these are basically our party. Yeah. We know that the people responsible for the ideological attack on the secretary's car will sooner or later receive the punishment they deserve. We also know that the walls of the railway station will be repainted. None of this is a matter of discussion. However, strengthening the weakened consciousness of Iron 1 people seems important. Therefore, you are kindly requested to hold a universal examination in the knowledge of the code of the builder of Orangism. Orangism is this great colour for this party, and the adult population of the city. This will help people to remember that the party is an important and integral part of their daily lives. Ha! I can imagine Chessa's idiots taking the exam already, and that's reason enough to hold it. Are they kidding me? Do you know what? I'm gonna say, are they kidding me? I'm not doing that. Oh, that severely upset the party. 20%. You turned down the offer with horror. The region was not happy, but at least you would not have to think about the ways to get the workers to cram the code of the builders' organisation into their skulls. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna have to really suck up to the party at some point now. Hello, my name is Anthony Sloyer. I am the director of the orphanage, but before I get to the point, I have to tell you a bit about myself. I want to know, I know what people are saying. A thief and embezzler doesn't care about children. That's all a lie. I understand if I were you, I wouldn't believe a man with such a reputation. But let's say I'm a thief. That means I have something to steal. Well, orphanages' funding is so low that if I steal anything, the children will starve to death. The reality is, Comrade River, that the man of the post has no funds to waste. Regarding the care of the children, please read further. I often have to deal with the integrity division. Most of the orphans are children of alcoholics born right at the bottom of the social ladder, and an attraction to crime and asocial lifestyle is inculcated into them from their early days. We do our best, but it isn't enough. That's why I've learned not to be surprised by street fights, petty thefts and vandalism. Some of my wards do even worse things and go to jail for a long time. However cynical it sounds, I'm used to this part of my work as well. But now everything is different. Something much worse is happening. It seems that someone forms troops out of our children, trains them. Recently I started to notice school clothes, chains, sometimes umbrellas. Children try to hide these things, but it doesn't get past me. Where do you think they get all these from? Yes, they have definitely stole these things. In short, unknown scoundrels are forming a gang out of our orphans, and I shudder to imagine for what reason. An abandoned child from the slums is a loose cannon. I tried to share my suspicions with the police, but they just waved me off. Perhaps they think I'm trying to deceive them, but I'm trying to help. I write to you in hope that you will listen. Dark deeds are being carried out, and the faster we shed light on them, the better it will be for all of us. We'll send the Integrity Division to sort out the gangs. You took the director's letter to heart. The police's prompt actions revealed a link between the rash of robberies and a sergeant dismissed from the army, who was forming a gang of orphans. The found criminal mastermind went to jail, and you became famous. You became a famous crime fighter. Wow. Okay, nice. So we did some good anti-crime there. We sent this agent off about to talk to the witnesses, didn't we? The agent talked to the head of the waste collection department and his subordinates, trying to get a clear picture of the suspicion. Unfortunately, the agent did not learn anything beneficial. There is a possibility that the reason for this, the inefficiency of your actions, made it impossible to delay the investigation any further. Now Comrade Cooper is competent enough not to waste his attention on such trifles. We'll have to deal with this matter. Think about it, Comrade River. So basically we didn't do very well with that orange truck situation. Here's another thing we've got to look at. Comrade River, I report that Private R. Kramer disappeared while on duty from the 11th Motorized Rifle Regiment. The private was carrying a standard rifle and a usual quantity of ammunition. I have to consider this incident potentially dangerous desertion. I ask for your assistance in locating Kramer and take a step to apprehend him and hand him over to the Tribunal of Confiscation of all government weapons. In connection with the need to increase the chances of catching a deserted military man quickly, I think it would be useful to inform you that the circumstances surrounding his compulsory military service. Rudolph Kramer, 18 years old, Corvanian, has a disadvantaged origin. His ancestors fought for the Black Army. He was persecuted on nationality grounds by Kentish soldiers, but these persecutors were instantly stopped by their sergeants. Therefore, I consider the assumptions about moral pressure and other minor misbehaviour which could lead to the act of desertion unfounded. Kramer's father lived at 18 Commune Street, apartment 4. I think it necessary to look for the deserter at its address. Commune Barbara Soika lived at 239 Street, apartment 8. Private letters give ground to believe that Soika and Kramer are in a close relationship. I think it is necessary to check this address too. Responds. An armed deserter could easily stage a massacre. The military and police should organise joint patrol of the city as soon as... No, that's a bit much. I would run away from the semi-illiterate numbskull too. He should catch his soldiers himself. I mean, yeah, go on, just go and catch him then. He should catch it himself, but we'll send the police around as well. A shooting with a deserter in the police can end not only the lives of innocent passers-by, but also a career of the head of the city. No wonder you did everything you could to apprehend the fugitive. Within 24 hours, a massive police operation ended with success. Rudolph Kramer was apprehended and at his father's home. He did not resist. Oh, phone's ringing. Head of the city committee, Francis River, is on the line. Hello, Comrade River. This is Jack Chester, head of the Close Wolfman Meteorologicals plant. Hello, Comrade Chester. Glad to meet you. I'm so glad. Congratulations on your appointment as the head of the city committee. Can you spare me a minute? Certainly, go ahead. Comrade River, I got a call from the original committee. They asked to convey that since you are head of our glorious city now, you need to speak to the workers of the plant. That's strange. Why did they call you and not me? Apparently, they decided to contact me directly so that I could immediately take on this organisation. I'll pick you up tonight at about 7 o'clock. It looks like I don't exactly have a choice. I'll be waiting for you, Comrade Chester. Goodbye, Comrade River. Are we going to go somewhere now? Comrade River? Yes, it's me. How can I... Francis, why did you allow a shortage of essential medication? Do you want to spark an epidemic? But that's Comrade Blackout's area of expertise, not shift responsibility. Fighting emergency situations is the responsibility of the city committee, as well as providing the city with everything necessary. It's your job, which frankly you are not doing very well. But I can't personally. Great, you also have no idea about the specifics of the transport and logistics system in advanced development regions. What specifics? They didn't warn me about anything like this, neither at university nor on the ground. Do not waste time on excuses, just listen and remember well. Iron 1 is an essential link to the production chain of a region. The products of the meteorological plant should be distributed daily based on the actual needs of other cities, which in turn provide Iron 1 with everything it needs. If you have a shortage of any resources, then you and only you are the one who must ensure their supply through a barter system. Have all our hands on deck at the plant if necessary. Barter system? That sounds like a lot of capitalism. If I were you, I wouldn't criticise the party-approved experimental program, Comrade River. This way, it won't be long until you earn a reputation of a reactionary element, and why would we need reactionaries in important positions? Take action. You can allocate resources using the map of the region. Well, I wasn't expecting to see this, or if I was expecting to see it earlier than now, but here we are. So apparently we have to now slide this to request more, scroll in to request from the city more medicine. The plant needs more metal products now. Organise the delivery or your neighbours will have problems. It requires 8 and it's getting 5. And now we can end the day. So, the miners hate us 1 less, which is nice. Everybody seems to hate us 1 less. And no, that's not right. They like us 1 less. It's got worse. The party like us -20 as well. No, this is bad. This is a bad day. Oh wow. So far, I've not been a very good mayor. Oh, what's happening here? Good evening, Comrade Chester. Oh, we're gonna meet this dude. He's gonna pick us up. Chester. Yes, it's indeed a great evening, Comrade Head of the Committee. How do you feel about your new post? Frank, I need time to settle in. I feel like a stranger here. Well, Francis, it all goes away. Have you prepared a speech? Yes, to tell the truth, I'm a little worried. I have never had to speak before an audience. Never mind, they're just workers. They don't actually care about your speech. Then what's it all for? A mere formality. A mere formality. It's important. Oh, it seems like we've already arrived. Okay, we're going to have to give a speech, looks like. After you, Francis. My dear comrades, proletarians, I'm glad to be with you today, to see your bright faces. Your hard work is the pride not only of our city, but also the entire Union of People's Orange communes. Frank, I swear, in front of all these people gathered here to fulfill my duty to the citizens of Iron One, and to work so that the party will be proud of the results as much as it is proud of you. Thank you, comrades. Great speech, Francis. You were worried about nothing. Now it's my turn. Waterways. Comrade River, I need to talk to you urgently. Hello, and you are? My name is Waterways. I represent the workers' union. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Comrade River. We have a difficult situation at the plant. It's caused by the medical insurance refund. Why do you think so? Your predecessor, Comrade Ledgerbrowski, never gave us an answer. This is my third day here, Comrade Ways. And that is why we decided to meet you personally, to ask you to review the reform. Comrade Ways, I'm sorry, but we have to go now. I'm sure he will get it sorted out some other day. I think this is good enough as any place to leave it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you let me know what you thought about the game, if good or bad, in the comments. I'll be back in another video. You can click a video just appearing about here somewhere on the screen right now. Click that link, it will go to another video of good old Porthos. And if you haven't done so before, please click the subscribe button. We're up to 79 subscribers so far. Alright, I'll see you next time. Love you all. Goodbye.